Hello friends, welcome to ACC. My name is Honi Arora. Today I am going to show you a great chess game played between Paul Keres and Winter William in Warsaw Olympiad 1935. Keres started with 1 e4, William played c5, knight f3, knight f6, e5, knight d5, knight c3, e6, knight into d5, e into d5, d4, d6, and now white played a great move, bishop g5. His plan is that he is developing his bishop as well as attacking the queen. E into d6 instead of bishop g5 was also possible, but after bishop into d6, d into c5, bishop into c5, bishop b5, the position is very simple and Keres wanted to complicate it. So on bishop g5, black played queen a5 check, and for example, instead of queen a5 check, black played bishop e7. Then it would be a mistake because of bishop into e7, queen into e7, d into c5, d into e5, queen into d5, and now white is a pawn up. So on queen a5, white played c3, defending the king and controlling the center. Instead of c3, bishop d2 could be an inaccuracy because of queen b6, and he's attacking both the d4 and b2 pawns. So on c3, William played c into d4, and now William and all the audience were expecting Keres to just take on d4 by queen, and if knight c6, queen e3, d into e5, knight into e5, bishop c5, knight into c6 check, so bishop into e3 is forced, then knight into a5, bishop into g5, bishop b5 check, king d8, and now black's d5 pawn is weak, but for compensation, black has pair bishops. And the commentator said that it would be a draw from here, but Keres played a brilliant, exceptional move here, and the move was bishop d3. And surprisingly, in the interview after the game, Keres said that I did not even thought any other variation except this, and that is the best part of Keres. He always thinks out of the box. So on bishop d3, William played d into c3 because he didn't even have any other good logical option. So for like example, if he could have played knight c6 instead of d into c3, then white has short side castle, d into e5, knight into e5, knight into e5, rook e1, and the e5 piece is lost. And if he could have played d into e5 instead of d into c3, then white has knight into e5, queen c7, short side castle, bishop d6, c into d4, with better position for white. So on d into c3, Keres again played an exceptional good move, short side castle. And Keres is not focusing on material, but he is focusing on development. And if you see all black pieces, they are very passive, and black is already in a losing position. And on short side castling, black played a bad move, c into b2. And I think this is just like being greedy for pawns. Better would be to play knight c6 instead of c into b2, and if rook e1, bishop e6, if b into c3, then d into knight into rook into. And this is somewhat better than what Winter William played in the game. And on c into b2, white played a forced move rook b1, and now black again played a inaccuracy, d into e5. This move is bad because it allows knight to jump on e5, then have some plans of queen h5 or directly sacrifice knight into f7 or rook e1 and many ideas. So instead of d into e5, black should have played knight c6. And now if I play rook e1, then he has bishop e6, which would be at least better than what he played in the game. In the game after d into e5, he played knight into e5 and William played bishop d6, and now white played a brilliancy, knight into f7. Black played king into f7, white gave queen h5 check, and now the game is already lost and William played here g6. Any other continuation also loses. For example, if you play king f8, then white has rook f e1, bishop d7, and then white has rook e3, planning to play rook f3 and queen f7 mate. And if you play king e6, then white has bishop f5 check, king into f5, and bishop d2, attacking the queen and giving a check. So your queen is lost. And if black plays king g8 instead of that, then white has queen e8 check, and on bishop f8, bishop e7, knight d7, bishop f5 is already lost. So on g6, Keres played bishop into g6, and the point is after h into g6, queen into h8 is coming, and that is forced because you can't play a move like king g7, because after bishop h6 check, king f6, queen g5 check, king e6, queen f5 check, king e7, bishop g5 is a beautiful mate. So on h into g6, Keres played queen into h8, and after bishop f5 he played rook fe1, and then he is threatening rook e8 followed by queen g8 mate. So William played bishop e4, and now white played again a brilliancy, rook into e4. And his point is that he is deflecting the support of bishop on g6 pawn, which helped him after queen f6. So in the game, William played d into e4, and on queen f6 check, William resigned here. Because if he could have played king e8, he could have lost by queen e6 check, and if king f8, bishop h6 is a mate, and if king g8 instead of king e8, then white had queen into g6 check. If king f8, queen into d6 check, king f7, queen e7 check, and black would have been mated in a few moves. That's all for today. Please like, share, and subscribe.